Hey everyone, this is Keith Scott from out in Sydney, Australia. I'm one of the voices of Bullwinkle J. Moose. It's time to watch Relentless and Unstoppable. And so give it up for your main hosts, Douglas Kenny and Andy McPhee.
Hey everybody, this is Doug Kenny and welcome to Relentless and Unstoppable. We have another amazing guest coming on the channel today, so please hit like and subscribe. And after this episode, please stay tuned to the RNU channel for more amazing guests. Let's get this on!
Hey everybody, how you doing? Just a quick little share of why I started Relentless and Unstoppable. It was for one very simple reason, because of Doug Kenny. Nothing to do with me at all, zero. I was just coaching Doug, and he took on the coaching and mentoring, and he made all the changes. He took all the suggestions from his parents as well as my coaching, but it was all about Doug, his breakthrough and his weight loss, his willingness to accept that he is dealing with high functioning autism and other issues, but he's never quit, he's never given up. So we did one interview with him to share his story, and then we decided to start interviewing other people, and Doug has now taken over the whole channel. And he does all the interviews, he runs everything. He's just an amazing young man. So RNU was born from simply what an amazing young man Doug is, and his story needed to be shared.
Yeah. So what did you do in 2013 up until your ride with JD Motorsports, when you admitted in an article a while ago that you had to work at a dealership and not even have the money to go to races? What was that like, and how did you get out of that hole?
Yeah, that was a struggle. I really needed a regular job because at that point I hadn't been racing in quite a while, and not racing and not having that type of job like you're used to having just doesn't pay the bills. So I went and got a regular job at a dealership selling cars. I thought, I'm a people person. Selling cars might be a easy or come easy to me, and found out real quick it's a tough job. It's a long hours every day, a lot of phone calls, a lot of not selling. There's a lot more not selling cars than there is of selling cars. But I got the hang of it, got pretty good at it. At the end of the day, it wasn't my thing, and luckily I got a call from his name was Obaika. I don't know if anybody remembers him. His last name was Obaika. I can't remember his first name. Started a Busch Series. Well, back then I guess it would have been the Xfinity Series team, and he brought in me and someone else, Josh Balicki. He brought us both in to run his cars. I want to say that was 2015, maybe 2016. I can't quite remember what year it was, but that got me out of the dealership back at the racetrack. That didn't go very well. We kind of ran out of funds pretty early in the season. And fortunately, we did find a sponsor through a company that my dad was doing business with. And that got me over to JD Motorsports for the entire 2019 season, I believe it was. So it was nice to get another full year in at JD's. And Johnny Davis is another one of those really just humble, down-to-earth guys. You can never be mad at the guy. Just all heart. All he wants to do is race. And we had some good runs that year and did pretty good in the points for what we had. And again, after that, it was just back to needing the money, not having the money to go race.
Yeah. So wasn't it Victor Obaika? Is that what his name was?
Yeah.
Victor?
Yep. Victor Obaika. Yep. Victor Obaika. That was the 97 car, I believe it was.
Yeah, and I think it was the first time there was a 97 car, I think, since Kurt Busch, when he departed Roush, I think. And I saw that team compete a handful of times over the years at Phoenix Raceway. And I think they were going to buy out part of the BK Racing team, I think, or when it shut down. And then they just never showed up and weren't heard from again. And I've heard rumors that they didn't survive the global pandemic, but I don't know what happened to them.
Yeah, I haven't spoke to him in several years, so I'm not sure. I believe he may have moved back home. It's not an easy sport. Unfortunately, it takes a lot of money to race on any level nowadays. I mean, even late model racing now is more expensive than it's ever been. Growing up, we would spend 50 to 100 grand for the entire season and be competitive and win races. And now, you got kids paying 25, 30, sometimes 50 grand or one run race per race. And it just shows you how expensive everything's gotten. And unfortunately, I just don't see it getting better anytime soon.
Yeah. Have you ever considered sports cars or IMSA or anything? Because in case you don't know, I've been more focused lately racing wise on sports cars and IMSA just because of my previous experience on that weekend in Nashville that I mentioned. And I found it to be a lot different in a good way compared to a NASCAR racetrack in the sense that it's more classy, not politicized, and it's just people respecting each other and respecting the drivers, vice versa, compared to when I'm at Phoenix Raceway and whenever you hear Kyle Busch's name, there's like literally little or no respect, you know what I'm getting at? So have you ever considered trying to get into sports cars and try other divisions of racing or, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I've always, I enjoy road course racing. I feel like I've always had a knack for it since I was a kid. And I think I showed that with a couple of good runs in the Busch Series back when I was running full time with the 5th and 10th place finishes. Unfortunately, those other series are the same way. It really, I feel like I've proven myself enough where I could walk in the door almost anywhere and show my resume, and they'd say, okay, yeah, they either have heard of me or haven't, or seen, and the ones that have, maybe they've seen me race, they'd more than likely be the same answer everywhere. They're going to say, yeah, we'd love to have you. We think you're talented, but unfortunately, we need X amount of sponsorship money in order for you to drive these cars. And I feel like it's like that at every level.
I see. So as of now, are you content with what's going on, or is it sort of like you're sort of still trying to figure out the future?
I don't know. I mean, if I found a sponsor tomorrow, I'd be going racing. It's something. When you've raced as long as I have, from the age as young of an age as I have, it's all you've ever done. It's just something you're never going to not want to do. And it's all I've ever wanted to do since I was a kid. And so, I'm always on the lookout for a sponsorship that can get me back behind the wheel, hopefully in some of the best equipment out there. It's been a long time since I've been in good equipment. And I'm never not looking. It's just tough to find.
Gee, that's all we have for Relentless and Unstoppable. So tune into the next episode to hear more amazing stories from amazing guests. This is Keith Scott from Sydney, Australia, saying so long, and I'm smarter than the average bear. Gee.